Hello, and welcome to our Emotionally Healthy Schools podcast series, where we are showcasing and celebrating good practice in some of our Derby City schools. Today, I'm joined by Sarah, who is the lead mental health governor at Alvaston Infant and Nursery School. Hello, Sarah.
Good morning.
Good morning. So tell us a bit about Alvaston Infant School, Infant and Nursery School.
That's right. It's got two nurseries, Beantree and Woodlands, and it's obviously reception year 1, year 2 school. It's a wonderful school in a lovely area with wonderful parents, wonderful children, and very much an ethos of togetherness, support, community, and trying to ensure that we do the very best for every child that walks through that door. So it's very much a team effort, I will say. But the school itself is, and we've had many comments about the school, that the school, when you walk through the door, the ethos is very welcoming. And so it's just a wonderful place to be at.
And tell us a bit more about your role there, because you're the lead mental health governor for Alvaston Infants.
That's correct. So I've been in the role since end of 2018, beginning of 2019, when I was asked to take on the role of mental health governor. I jumped at the chance. It's a cause very close to my own heart, having mental health in my own family. And I decided that I wanted to take this challenge on and do whatever I could to support the school in trying to ensure that both staff, the community, the children, that their mental health and anything that we can do to support it, anything that we can do to ensure that the children get the best education that they can, but ensuring that their mental health, because that's where the starting point is. If your mental health is not well looked after, then how can we expect the children to learn and develop and grow into citizens for the future? So I took on board the role, and it's thriving. It's wonderful what we've managed to achieve in the space of, I'd say, 18 months. We've managed to achieve quite a lot within the school, and we've had a lot of positive feedback.
So tell us a bit about going back to the beginning. So when you started in role, what did you feel that needed to be done? What were the issues that you identified?
Okay, I think for me it was starting from the top, and from the top I mean from the teaching body, because in order to ensure that the children receive the best possible education, the staff have to have their own mental well-being looked after. So it was a case of us looking at how we could ensure that the staff were supported, making sure that they were okay, then they would deliver the education to the children, which in turn would have a positive effect. So I looked at gaps that there was, and I liaised with the lead teacher, Sarah Carnell, who is the lead teacher within the school, and we work very closely together. We have a fantastic relationship that we just were able to put things in place or put ideas forward and say what we'd like for the school to bring it forward. So I noticed we noticed together, very much together, that we needed to ensure that the staff were listened to. So, it's things like putting in place regular half-termly questionnaires, wellness questionnaires, asking the staff if they're okay, do they need any support, do they need anybody to talk to. Very much putting myself out there that they could come to me directly if they needed any additional support. So although they've got the support in school from the senior leadership team, who are a fantastic team, they also know that I'm there as well, that they could come to me if they felt that they needed to. So there was little gaps like that, and then looking at how that can filter down to the children. So looking at how we can engage the children, and also looking at how we can speak about mental health with the children, because, it's very important to ensure that the children know that they can talk, that they can come to somebody and say, I have a problem. So it was looking at our school improvement plan, and it was identifying what weaknesses we could see and then trying to fill those gaps. The school as a whole has been looking at mental health for years anyway, but it just needed something and somebody to draw it together. So because me and Sarah work so closely together, we've been able to bring in lots of different things over the past 18 months to support children as well as the staff. So it's worked quite well.
And tell me, has there been any I know that the mental health lead would have been on some training, and you would have been on some training as well. How has training and development been part of this plan and moving things forward?
It's a huge part. In fact, I've just actually completed last month the Youth Mental Health First Aider course, which was fantastic. Gave me so much insight into being able to handle certain situations regarding mental health with children and youth. And next year I'm doing the adult mental health. Sarah Carnell's already completed both courses, and we're already looking ahead to next year of other courses that we can do together to support the school in terms of pushing forward mental health, because it's embedded in the curriculum. It's strands that we have worked on, and it goes throughout every aspect of education. So with the mental health, all that we're doing is we're just building upon it. It's like, obviously, like stepping stones. We're constantly building, looking at things. Oh, perhaps we've missed this, or perhaps we need to work on this a little bit more. But so far, everything that we're building on, everything that we're doing, seems to be having a very positive effect for the school.
And tell me more about that effect, and tell me more about your relationship with the staff. You said that you have made yourself available to them. Has anyone taken you up on that?
They have taken me up on that, and I've felt quite privileged, if I'm honest, that they've come to me and said, can I just have 10 minutes of your time? And it's, of course, I have very much an open door policy that, email me. They have my email address. They have my contact number. If they need me, then I will get back to them as soon as I possibly can. And I have dealt with some members of staff over the summer. I think COVID in particular has had a very big impact on the teaching staff as well as the children. And I've tried to ensure, especially in the summer term, last summer term, that I ensured that I was about as much as possible, because some of the staff were anxious. And clearly they were anxious because of the pandemic and taking things home to their family. So obviously from that point of view, their mental health, I was concerned and wanted to make sure that they were okay. And even if I was just an outlet for them, just to sit and have a chat and just, be able to say to me, I am concerned, then I would obviously reassure them, see what else we could do, make sure that we were following all the plans, which the school has been. They've followed every COVID plan there is. So it was there just being a nurture and support to them. And the feedback that I've had from that is very positive. I've had staff stopping me and saying, just having you there has really helped us. And so for me, I feel as though that my role is really important, and I take it very seriously, because we're dealing with mental health, and that is a very serious issue. So yeah, I feel very privileged that I'm in this role, and that they feel that I am able to support them.
And obviously it's brilliant to have all of that support in-house and all that nurture. There will be times, I'm sure, when things get a little bit more than you can handle in-house, well, more than you can manage within the school. So how do you manage those situations and working with other services?
Okay, so we are very lucky, because our head teacher, Molly Allen, very proactive. She has made sure that there is a counsellor available who the staff can go to if they feel that they do need that support, because obviously I can only do so much, and I will always do whatever I can as far as I'm able to. But obviously, if there is an issue which they feel they need to discuss in private, and perhaps it might not even be related to the school, it could be related to home, or it could be related to any aspect of their life, then there's a counsellor that they are able to go to, and the school do make that service available. And also we signpost to other organisations should they need to speak to anybody else, and we always make sure that the staff know that at the end of the day we are there to support them. because obviously the ethos of the school is to be the best that we can be. Well, if the teaching staff are not able to be the best that they can be, how can that be filtered down to the children? So I think personally it has to come from the top first to be filtered down, so that those children then feel nurtured, feel safe, feel able to talk about their own mental health, to then be able to grow and develop into, hopefully, having good mental health in adult life. So yeah, it's good that we've got those services in place, and they have been used. They have been used. We've had feedback to say that they have actually been used by members of staff, which is great, because we know that they're getting the support that they need.
Great. And in terms of the overall sort of outcomes of this, then, have you got any indication that it's working? You said that you do termly surveys. How has that looked?
Okay, so what happens is me and Sarah will talk about getting a wellness questionnaire out to the staff, and we probably do that every half term or every term, just depending on what's happening within the school. And we've just done another one. I'm due to see the results actually in the next week or so. But what happens is we send them out, and it's normally, if anything's to do with the senior leadership team, I will see those first, rather than Sarah seeing them. But for the rest of the staff, Sarah sees them first, and then we sit down together and we have a look. And if there are any issues that are brought up, we actually say to that member of staff, would you like to have a one-to-one? Would you like to have a discussion? And then we're asking them what they would like to do, rather than saying, well, you need to talk about this. We say, look, would you like to talk? Who would you like to talk to? And give them the option, so that they don't feel as though they're being pushed into something. They're actually taking the decision for themselves. But so far, I mean, the questionnaires that we've had have been so positive. So, it just goes to show that the things that we are implementing, the fact that they know that they've got that support network, is clearly working, because the staff are happy. Because we always say to them, please be honest. It doesn't matter what you say, please be honest with us, because the only way that we can help is if you're honest and you let us know how you're feeling. And obviously we're seeing such good results within the school, and the staff appear to be quite happy and positive despite the pandemic. So it seems to be a very good talking point. And also we put a lot of positive messages around the school as well in the staff room. Just things like, don't let anyone dull your sparkle, or just little things that the staff can see, and the staff can kind of be uplifted with for a positive day at work. And it seems to be working.
Well, it sounds brilliant. It sounds like you're doing an amazing job with it. I just I'm curious about the legacy of the work, and how you will make sure that this work doesn't end with you, because you're a parent governor. So eventually you're going to be moving on from the school, I assume.
Yeah.
How is that going to work, do you think? Do you have a plan around that? Are there other governors interested?
I'll be very honest, I've not actually thought about that question, but it's actually a very good point. It's something that obviously I would look to support, and potentially, train somebody else to come into the role, and I would support the governing body with that, because it is such an important role. And I think, because I've invested a lot of my time, and I've got background with mental health issues myself, I think that has helped to build the role into what it is today. So I think from that perspective, if obviously I know when my term would end, we would be looking at things probably a year before, or even 6 months before, just to make sure that things progress and transfer properly, so that the school is never left without having somebody there that knows what they're doing in terms of the mental health and well-being of that school. It's so important. It's so important for the staff, for the children, for the community, for the parents as well, because you know, we have to remember that the parents and all this are extremely important, because they're the caregivers, they're the ones that are at home with these children. It's like it's teamwork, and I've always had this mantra that, you know, teamwork makes the dream work. And if we all work together and we all strive for the same thing, then we're going to get it, and we're going to achieve something really special. So yeah, it's something I will look at, and I will develop and make sure that school, you know, the school is never left in any sort of predicament where they don't have a mental health lead governor who knows what they're doing.
How important do you think it is for a school to have a strong mental health lead governor?
I can't emphasize enough how important it is. I think mental health for years has not really been considered properly, but just within society. But I think over the past couple of years, mental health has come more and more into the forefront, and especially this year with the pandemic as well. It's really highlighted that having mental health issues it needs to be looked at, and people need to be able to feel that they have got someone or somewhere to go to be able to support them. And I think having somebody in a school, especially with children coming from different backgrounds, you know, deprivation, families in crisis, we need to be able to have somebody who's able to be within the school to go to that can support that, and that the staff know that they've got somebody there. So I think actually with mental health weaving throughout the whole curriculum, it's embedded, it's a very, very important strand. There needs to be somebody available in every school that is able to deal with mental health issues. So for me, yeah, absolutely. I think it's the best thing for our school, most definitely. It's so positive, and that's what we strive to do.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for talking to me, and thank you for listening.